Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're plunging headfirst into a whirlwind Saturday of football. It's stretching right across the European and Scandinavian leagues.
Yeah, a lot going on.
We've taken a massive stack of detailed match analytics, form guides, crucial stats. And our mission, as always, is to pull out the most important nuggets, the real insights.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just about, predicting scores. It's about understanding the why behind the numbers.
That's the key bit.
Our goal for you listening in is a shortcut. To get you genuinely well-informed about today's biggest matches, we've got surprising facts, clear explanations. Hopefully it makes you see the game in a new light.
Indeed. We're definitely moving beyond just the simple odds here. We're diving into those statistical narratives, the ones that really show how a match is likely to unfold.
Yeah.
And what stands out, I think, is the sheer diversity of the sources we've looked at. When you bring them all together, they paint such a comprehensive picture of how teams tend to play.
It connects the dots, doesn't it?
Exactly. Connects past performance to future probability. Gives you a clearer lens.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Before we dive into specific matches, specific teams, there are a few key phrases, metrics that just pop up everywhere in almost all our sources.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
Think of them as the language of football analytics, the building blocks. What are these and why are they so crucial for spotting trends?
That's a really good place to start, because getting these core concepts down is, it's foundational. It lets you really get the nuance in the data. First up, you'll see over 2.5 goals mentioned a lot.
Right. Hear that one all the time.
It's straightforward, definition-wise. Just means 3 or more goals scored in the match, total, both teams combined.
Okay. Simple enough.
But the significance is huge. When you see consistently high numbers for this, say, a source points out, 4 of the last 5 matches hit this mark. That's a very strong signal. It tells you these teams are involved in open attacking games, often because they have, strong offenses or maybe weak defenses.
Or both.
Or, quite often, a potent combination of both. A high average of combined goals per game, that's their goals scored plus their goals conceded. If that's high for both teams in a fixture, it's a strong indicator. Points scored's a free-flowing game, maybe even a bit chaotic.
So it's not just about being good at scoring. It's also about letting goals in. That really drives up the total, doesn't it?
Precisely. That makes total sense for a high-scoring game where, defensive solidity isn't the top priority for either side. And closely related to that is both teams to score.
Yeah.
BTTS.
Another classic. BTTS, yeah.
Means exactly what it says. Each team scores at least 1 goal.
Simple.
But the trends are vital. They often indicate a balance of attacking threat. Sure, both sides can score. But more commonly, especially in the kind of matches we're digging into today, it points to a distinct lack of defensive solidity from both teams.
Okay. So it's often about weakness, not just strength.
Often, yes. You'll see supporting data like a high percentage of matches ending BTTS or teams consistently scoring and conceding. If a team always finds the net but also just cannot shut out their opponents, they become a prime BTTS candidate. Almost doesn't matter who they play.
So a team that can't keep a clean sheet but still scores themselves, that's a strong sign for BTTS, right? Like they're playing you score, we score every week.
Absolutely. Which brings us neatly to the importance of clean sheets. Or maybe more accurately, the absence of clean sheets.
Right, the flip side.
A clean sheet, obviously, is when a team stops the opponent scoring any goals. 0. But the absence of them, like a source saying 0 clean sheets in the last 5 home matches, that's a powerful, powerful indicator.
Of what exactly?
Defensive fragility.
Yeah.
Pure and simple. And it often correlates directly with higher overall goal counts and, like we just said, a much higher chance of BTTS happening.
Makes sense.
If a team keeps conceding, it just fundamentally shifts the dynamic of their games.
Right.
Makes every goal metric lean towards the over. It practically invites the other team to score.
That's a crucial point. You can have a great attack, but if the back door is always open, it changes the whole feel of the game. What about timing? Goals, early doors. Are there patterns there?
Yeah, that's where goal before halftime comes in.
Okay.
Simply means at least 1 goal scored in the first 45 minutes. Its significance, it tells you about a team's starting intensity, maybe early defensive vulnerabilities they have, or just their tendency to get on the score sheet quickly.
And that changes things, right? An early goal.
Oh, drastically. It can force one team to chase the game, opens up the play, often leads to more goals later as strategies shift. It's a great indicator of how maybe volatile or exciting that first half might be. Often sets the tone for the whole 90 minutes.
And finally, what about just general form? Momentum.
That leads us to form patterns and streaks. Understanding momentum is absolutely key. You can't ignore it. Our sources track recent wins, draws, losses really meticulously, plus longer streaks like scored in 6 straight home matches or maybe no win in last 5 away. This gives you crucial insight into a team's current confidence, their tactical effectiveness, their overall capabilities right now. A team on a long losing run, for example.
Yeah.
They're not just statistically weaker, their morale could be shot, leading to more mistakes.
Yeah, confidence is massive in football.
And it's vital, really vital to distinguish between home and away form.
The home advantage thing.
Exactly. Loads of teams perform vastly differently depending on the venue.
Yeah.
Whether they're feeding off the home crowd or feeling the pressure on the road, could be a fortress at home, but crumble away. Or sometimes the other way around.
So when we see these numbers, it's not just predicting a win or loss, it's more like a statistical narrative, isn't it? How the game might actually play out. Helps you look deeper than just the final score. Kind of paints a picture beforehand that gives you that shortcut to understanding.
Precisely. Getting these basic building blocks, these foundations, it allows you to really grasp the insights for each specific match. It turns that raw data into a compelling story about each team. Their strengths, weaknesses, how they'll likely approach it. It lets you appreciate the chess match on the pitch.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting. Our sources are suggesting Norway's Eliteserien is a proper hotbed for high-scoring games, based on the data we've pulled together.
It often is, yeah.
A league where maybe defensive solidity takes a back seat sometimes to attacking flair.
That's often the impression, yes.
Let's unpack some of the most compelling matchups there for Saturday, starting with Vålerenga against Molde. Kickoff's 13.30.
Okay, this one presents a really fascinating contrast, especially in recent form and tendencies, particularly with Molde playing away. Vålerenga's home form at Intility Arena, it's been quite troubled. 5 straight home matches without a win. That's a significant slump. And maybe more concerning defensively, they failed to score in 3 of their last 4 at home. And they've conceded 2 or more goals in 3 of the last 5 there.
Oof. Not great reading.
Their average home performance gets them just 1 point per game. They average 1.5 goals scored, but 2.0 goals conceded, totaling 3.5 goals per game on average at home.
Wow, 3.5 average.
Yeah, it paints a clear picture. Defensively vulnerable, prone to letting goals in, but still, offensively engaged enough at home to contribute to high-scoring games. They might not win, but they rarely get shut out completely.
So even when they're struggling for wins, they're still usually in games with goals, almost by default.
Exactly. Now contrast that with Molde's away record. Pretty impressive. They've got 3 wins from their last 4 away matches, including 3 quite convincing 3-0 victories.
Strong.
They've consistently scored found the net in 4 out of 5 away games. And importantly, they've also conceded in 4 out of 5.
Okay, so they're not watertight either.
Not entirely. Their away average is 1.4 points per game. Scoring 1.4 goals, conceding 1.0, that's a combined average of 2.4 goals per game away. Suggests a more balanced team, maybe, but still very offensively capable on the road. Happy to trade goals if needed.
So you've got Vålerenga, leaky but can score at home, and Molde, good away but still concede. That genuinely sounds like a recipe for goals, doesn't it? Almost regardless of who wins.
It absolutely does. The overlapping goal potential is really strong here. High probability for an open game. Vålerenga's home matches hit over 2.5 goals 50% of the time. Molde away matches are higher, 60%. Combine their historical averages, the goals for plus goals against average for the specific matchup sits at 2.70.
Decent.
And for both teams to score. Vålerenga's home games are at a high 75% BTTS rate. Molde's away are 50%. But what's really critical here, highlighting those defensive frailties, Vålerenga has conceded in 100% of their home games this season.
Wow. Every single one.
Every single one. Meanwhile, Molde has kept clean sheets in only 33% of their away matches. This points very, very strongly towards a goal-filled encounter. Both sides highly expected to score.
Any clues on when those goals might arrive? Explosive start, late drama. What does the timing data suggest?
Yeah, the timing insights are quite revealing, actually. Vålerenga tends to concede early. Their opponents scored first in 2 of their last 4 games. And they've trailed at halftime in half their home games.
Okay, vulnerable early on.
Suggests a potential weakness right from kickoff. Molde, on the other hand, often starts well. They led at halftime in 2 of their last 5 away games. And an impressive 90% of their away games have seen a goal before the break.
90%?
Yeah. Both teams are also prone to late activity. Goals often popping up in that 70-90 minute window. Suggests a match that could stay dynamic right to the end. Potential for early action and late drama. Makes goal before halftime look like a very solid statistical play here.
Sounds like a dynamic start to the Saturday football then, where the tactics might quickly just become end-to-end action. Next up, HamKam versus Tromso, kicking off at 16:00. Our sources flagged the lack of recent head-to-head data here, which means current form, current stats. They become even more important, right?
Absolutely critical in this case.
We know their league spots. Tromso 6th, 16 points from 9 games. HamKam down in 13th, 11 points from 9.
Yeah, this match definitely relies heavily on recent patterns, and there are some glaring defensive worries for HamKam. Their home form's been a real mixed bag. 1 win, 2 draws, 1 loss from 4 games. Crucially, they've scored in all 4 home matches. Consistent threat there.
Okay.
But they've also conceded in every single one, resulting in 75% BTTS, 75% over 1.5 goals at home, and a stark 0% clean sheets.
0 clean sheets at home. Ouch!
Yeah. Overall, they're showing mid-table trends, like W2, D2, L2 from their last 6. But a significant vulnerability, one that absolutely jumps out, is their tendency to be trailing at halftime. Happened in 3 of their last 4 games overall. And get this, a concerning 44% of their goals conceded happened within the first 15 minutes of matches.
Wow, almost half their conceded goals in the opening quarter hour. That's a huge flag for early goals, almost an invitation for the other team to start fast.
It really is. Raises big questions about their initial setup, their focus from the whistle.
How does Tromsø compare then, their approach?
Tromso show more consistent away scoring, which contrasts sharply with HamKam's defensive issues. Their away form is decent. W2, D1, L1 from 4 games. Scored in all 4, conceded in 3 of the 4.
Okay.
They have a high-pressing style, consistently score even against better teams. They've netted in 6 straight matches overall. Their overall goal average is one of the league's highest, 1.78 scored, 1.56 conceded.
Yeah.
But, like HamKam, despite being higher up the table, they've gone 5 straight matches without a clean sheet.
Ah, so another team struggling to shut opponents out.
Exactly. Indicates a shared defensive vulnerability across both teams. Suggests that while Tromso might be the better side on paper, they are definitely not defensively solid either.
So both teams score regularly, both teams concede regularly. That sounds like a very clear path to a high-scoring game. Neither side seems capable of keeping the other out.
Absolutely. The statistical overlap here is compelling. Paints a very clear picture of a goal-heavy game. BTTS landed in 5 of Tromso's last 6, 4 of HamKam's last 5.
Strong.
Over 2.5 goals. Hit in 3 of Tromso's last 4 away games, and regularly for HamKam too. Both teams prone to scoring early and conceding late, especially HamKam with that alarming early concession rate. What's fascinating, Tromso has scored in every away match this season. HamKam consistently fails to keep clean sheets at home.
Right.
Combine those. The statistical support for over 2.5 goals, BTPS, and a goal before halftime is, well, it's overwhelming. Almost a statistical guarantee for an open attacking game right from the start.
Shifting gears slightly, another 16.00 kickoff. KFUM Oslo against Strømsgodset. KFUM Oslo are the home favorites here. Given what we've heard about the Eliteserien, are we expecting more goals in this one too?
KFUM Oslo certainly have a strong home advantage, yeah. And the data suggests they can be pretty prolific in front of their own fans. Recent home form, LWDW in the last 4. So unbeaten in the last 3 at home, only 1 loss in their last 5 there. Highlights their comfort, their strength at home.
Good run.
They boast a positive goal difference at home too, averaging 2.0 goals scored, 1.2 conceded, healthy margin. 4 of their last 5 home games went over 2.5 goals. They've scored in 6 straight home matches, netted at least twice in 3 of their last 4.
Consistent scores then.
Very. And they frequently score before the break, often leading at halftime. Suggests a strong start. Their goal timings show clusters between 15, 30 minutes and 60, 75 minutes. So early game and late game capability.
So strong first-half team, comfortable scoring at home, pressing their advantage. What about Strømsgodset on the road? More cautious? Or part of this Eliteserien goal fest vibe?
Strømsgodset's away form contrasts pretty sharply with KFUM Oslo's home strength. It's LLWL. 3 losses in their last 4 away. Haven't managed back-to-back away wins all season. Speaks to a real struggle for consistency on their travels. Their defense is quite leaky away from home. Average 1.1 goals scored, but a high 2.2 goals conceded, a negative goal difference there. They've conceded in 100% of their away games this season.
Every single one again. Wow.
Yep. And frequently fall behind at halftime, trailed in 3 of their last 4 away matches. Their concession times tend to cluster between 30-45 minutes and 75-90 minutes. Suggests vulnerabilities at the end of both halves.
So they struggle to keep clean sheets, often fall behind.
Yeah, the overall picture suggests they're unlikely to keep a clean sheet here, often struggle to contain opponents, especially late in halves.
So KFUM strong at home, scoring early. Strømsgodset weak away, conceding often, especially late. Sounds like another recipe for goals, with KFUM likely setting the pace.
Absolutely. Consistent goal trends are clearly evident from both sides here. Both teams show consistent appearable lives. Over 2.5 goals, 4 of the last 5 for both hit that mark. BTTS is strongly supported by KFUM scoring in 6 straight at home and Strømsgodset conceding in 100% away.
Right.
Makes it highly probable both find the net.
Right.
Goal before halftime also has strong trends. Occurred in 4 of the last 5 for both teams. What's fascinating here, maybe for in-play angles, KFUM's tendency to score early, combined with Strømsgodset's tendency to concede late, creates interesting dynamics.
Like what?
Well, strategies like lay the draw, betting against a draw look interesting. Or maybe over 1.5 first half goals. The statistical alignment for goals here is just very strong.
Moving on, 16.0 again. Kristiansund against Rosenborg. Rosenborg, obviously a big name historically in Norway. But how does this match look statistically, given recent form?
What's truly fascinating here, almost unbelievable, is the almost perfectly symmetrical shared defensive frailties.
Shared, how so?
This is maybe the most striking pattern across all our sources for this game. Kristiansund has conceded in 100% of their home games this season.
There's that 100% again.
And, mirroring this exactly, Rosenborg has failed to keep a clean sheet in 100% of their away games.
No way. Both of them. 100% concession rate, home and away respectively.
Precisely. Both sides have literally 0 clean sheets in their last 5 respective home or away matches. They both concede, on average, over 2.0 goals per game in these settings. Kristiansund 2.0 goals against at home, Rosenborg angrily concerning 2.17 goals against away.
It's astonishing. It suggests
What?
a fundamental problem across the league, or are these two just uniquely bad defensively right now?
It's a brilliant question. Probably a combination of both. The Eliteserien does lean towards higher scoring games generally, but these two teams exemplify an extreme levels of defensive vulnerability. It's remarkable.
So high goals are almost a given here then.
Their consistent inability to keep clean sheets points to deep-seated issues. Tactical, individual errors, lack of cohesion. Who knows? But given this, you'd absolutely expect high goals. 5 of Kristiansund's last 6 home matches went over 2.5 goals. 5 of Rosenborg's last 6 away games were also over 2.5 goals.
Consistent.
The combined data indicates both teams average over 3 total goals per match in these scenarios. Suggests the game is almost programmed for a high score. BTTS.
Yeah.
Landed in 4 of the last 5 for both, home and away respectively. Goals before halftime. Also highly likely. 4 of 6 home games for Kristiansund, 5 of 6 away for Rosenborg. Both concede early, often. Both frequently trail at halftime. Reinforces that likelihood of early action and open game from the start.
What about their overall form coming into this? Are these defensive issues part of the bigger struggle?
They certainly seem to be. Kristiansund, only 1 win in their last 6 league games overall. Consistently struggle against mid-table, top-half teams at home. Suggests they lack resilience or firepower. Rosenborg, lost 4 of their last 5 away games. Have one of the worst away records in the league, generally struggle regardless of the opponent.
So the stats are screaming goals, despite Rosenborg maybe being slight favorites on name recognition.
Exactly. That favoritism likely stems from historical reputation, not current form. The severe, consistent defensive vulnerabilities of both teams are the dominant narrative here. Strong support for over 2.5 goals, BTTS, goal before halftime. It's evident across all the data. Almost guarantees an entertaining, if maybe chaotic, spectacle.
Next up, another 16.000 kickoff. Sarpsborg 08 against Brine. Brine, newly promoted. That always adds an interesting wrinkle, doesn't it, as they adjust?
Yeah, it certainly does. And the data reflects Brine's struggles, particularly defensively, as they try to get used to the higher level. Sarpsborg 08. Well, they've lost 4 of their last 5 matches, conceded in 7 straight.
Sure.
Allowed 3 or more goals in 3 of their last 5.
Not great form.
No. And they failed to keep a clean sheet in any home match this season. Another significant red flag for their defense. Tend to concede early, too, often in the first 30 minutes.
Right.
But importantly, they do score. Found a net in 8 of their last 9 home matches. So defensively porous, yes, but not toothless in attack.
Okay, so Sarpsborg is leaky but can still score. What about Brine, the new boys? Finding it tough.
Brine are indeed finding it tough. Winless in their last 6 matches. Showing a very leaky defense. Conceded a staggering 14 goals in their last 5 games.
14 and 5. Wow.
Yeah. They consistently seem to fall apart in the second half, too. Conceding multiple goals after 60 minutes. Points to issues with fitness, concentration, maybe tactical resilience as the game goes on. They've also conceded 2 or more goals in 4 straightaway matches. Despite these severe defensive woes, though, they've managed to score at least 1 goal in 5 of their last 6 games. Indicates some offensive fight, even under pressure.
So they have some attacking threat, even if they're shipping goals.
They do. Their main struggles seem to be keeping possession under pressure and defending set pieces. Opposition teams are clearly exploiting that.
That's a lot of goals conceded from Bryant, especially late. So combine these two, sounds like another goal fest where defensive discipline is maybe optional.
Overwhelmingly so. The data for this match is almost shouting goalless at you. All of the last 5 matches for both teams have gone over 2.5 goals. That's remarkably consistent.
Every single one.
Everyone. BTTS has landed in 4 of Sarpsborg's last 5 and 4 of Bryant's last 6. Reinforces both teams scoring. Goal before halftime, highly likely for both. Sarpsborg 4 of 5, Bryant 3 of 5. Neither team keeps clean sheets. Just further reinforces that high-scoring expectation.
So the stats point heavily towards goals.
Yeah, predicted to be a high-scoring affair given the severe, almost pathological defensive frailties of both sides. What's intriguing for this specific match, Sarpsborg win plus BTTS looks like an attractively priced combination.
Why that?
Because Sarpsborg should have superior squad quality, home advantage, but their defensive vulnerabilities almost guarantee Bryant will get on the score sheet, even if Sarpsborg win.
Okay, wrapping up the Eliteserien matches, we've got Viking against Fredrikstad, kicking off at 19.15. This looks like a proper clash of styles, doesn't it? Vikings' high-flying attack versus Fredrikstad's more cautious defense. How do our sources weigh this tactical battle?
This match really sets up as that classic, irresistible force versus a very stubborn object. Viking boasts 4 straight wins overall, unbeaten in their last 6, won 3 home games in a row. They're flying.
Some form.
They've scored in every home match this season. That's 14 straight home league games. Testament to their consistent attacking prowess at home.
14 straight scoring at home. Impressive.
Yeah. 5 of their last 6 home matches went over 2.5 goals. BTTS occurred in 4 of their last 5 home games. They frequently score before halftime 5 of 6 home games, and average an impressive 3.66 goals per game at home.
3.6.
They are particularly strong between 30-45 minutes and in the last 15 minutes. Shows first-half strength and decisive late surges. They love to play on the front foot, overwhelm opponents.
Sounds like an attacking juggernaut at home. Relentless. How does Fredrikstad plan to counter that, with their reputation for defensive resilience on the road?
Fredrikstad presents a strong defensive challenge away.
Yeah.
Their strategy seems built on frustrating teams. They're unbeaten in their last 4 away games. Only 1 loss in their last 6 overall. Highlights their ability to grind out results away.
Tough to beat them.
They lean towards lower scoring games. 4 of their last 5 away matches went under 2.5 goals. Crucially, they've kept clean sheets in 3 of their last 4 away games. A stark contrast to many teams we've discussed today.
3 clean sheets and 4 away. That is different.
Yeah. And only 2 of their last 5 away matches saw goals before halftime. They score fewer goals away, average 1.83 goals per match, but are defensively sound, especially in the second half. Maintain a strong, disciplined shape.
So we have Vikings' high-scoring home games clashing with Fredrikstad's tight, low-scoring away games. Which trend gives way here? That's a really intriguing statistical conflict.
It really is. It's a case where a dominant home side often dictates the flow, though. Vikings' home games are consistently high-scoring, frequent early goals, strong BTTS trends. Fredrikstad's away games, typically low-scoring, defensively tight, less prone to BTTS. However, Vikings' aggressive, prolific home form, their sheer firepower and ability to find the net, that gives them the edge, especially in terms of creating goals.
So you think Vikings' attack breaks through?
The data strongly supports over 2.5 goals and a goal before halftime, mainly because of Vikings' overwhelming attacking stats and their ability to break down even stubborn defenses. BTTS is riskier here, though, because Fredrikstad can keep those clean sheets away. So maybe an alternative strategy like lay the draw could be considered.
Betting against the draw.
Exactly. Expecting a decisive winner. Given Vikings' ability to maybe break through late against Fredrikstad's strong defensive shape, suggests Vikings' pressure might eventually tell. And just a quick mention for one more Eliteserien game, Sandefjord versus Haugesund, 16.00 kickoff. We don't have super extensive data here, but the odds currently favor Sandefjord. Expected to be another competitive fixture in what is, as we've seen, often a goal-heavy league. Open play, attacking intent is common.
Okay, but our deep dive isn't just about the top flight, is it? We've also got intriguing matchups from other leagues, shows how these analytical principles apply across the whole football landscape. Lower divisions, youth games. Let's head to Norway's OBO Ligaen, second tier. Subsuno versus Lyn at 17-0-0.
Yeah, this looks like another match primed for goals. Following that high-scoring trend we often see in Scandinavian football, even down a level, Sogndal won 4 of their last 6 home games. Decent form in front of their fans, but they've also conceded in 5 of their last 6 overall. Indicates consistent defensive lapses, even when winning.
Okay.
Lyn are in strong form, unbeaten in 6 games, and importantly, consistently scoring. Only 1 match without a goal in their last 10. Speaks volumes about their offensive consistency.
Good run for Lyn.
Historically, their last 5 head-to-heads all saw goals. 3 wins. Sogndal, 2 Lyn. Suggests a fixture that reliably delivers entertainment.
So both teams' scoring is a strong trend here, historically and recently. What about the overall goal expectation? Another over match.
The goal trends are remarkably clear, yeah. Points towards a high-scoring game. Sogndal's last 5 home games, 4 went. Over 2.5 goals, 3 had BTTS. Both teams typically find the net in their home games. Lyn's away form, strikingly similar. 4 of their last 5 went over 2.5, 4 had BTTS.
Very similar patterns.
Both sides are also prone to late action. 5 or more combined goals in the last 15 minutes across recent matches suggests the game might open up significantly as it progresses.
Early action, too.
Seems likely. So Kandal tends to score early actions. 4 of 6 home matches saw a goal before halftime. Lyn have conceded before halftime in 3 of their last 4 away. This combination indicates a high chance of a goal before halftime, and certainly potential for significant late drama.
And defensively, clean sheets.
Yeah.
Or more about outscoring the opponent.
Oh, not at all. Defensive solidity is clearly not a strong suit for either. Sogndal, only 1 clean sheet in 9 matches this season, conceding in a staggering 91% of their games.
91%?
Well, haven't kept a single clean sheet in their last 10 matches. Truly alarming stat for their defense. BTTS has landed in 6 of their last 7 combined games. Reinforces that tendency to both score and concede.
Right.
Sogndal averages 2.0 goals scored, 1.0 conceded at home. Lyn has scored in every away game this season. Shows their offensive consistency on the road. Both sides average over 3 total goals per match they play.
Paints a picture then.
An open, goal-heavy match. Overwhelming statistical support for over 2.5 goals, BTTS, and goal before halftime. The kind of game where predicting the winner might be tricky, but you can confidently expect goals.
Okay, let's hop over to Sweden. Superettan, the second tier there. Sandviken against Falkenberg, 15.00 kickoff. Seeing similar high-scoring patterns here.
We absolutely are. Sandviken have a strong home record. 3 wins in last 5 home, won 4 of last 6 overall. Notably, no draws in 9 matches anywhere. Decisive outcomes.
Interesting. High scoring, too.
Their home games particularly, 4 of their last 5 went over 2.5 goals. They've scored in all of their last 5 home matches, consistent attack. But crucially, 0 clean sheets in that period. Highlights their defensive vulnerability again.
Familiar story.
Goals before halftime occurred in 4 of 5 home matches. They also have notable streaks. 6 straight home games without a clean sheet, 7 straight with BTTS. Confirms their role in open games. Averages significant 3.6 total goals per home game.
So, Sandviken. Reliable scorer at home, but reliably concedes. That classic, entertaining, but defensively suspect type. How does Falkenberg's away form compare? Similar.
Falkenberg's away form is less impressive. DLLW pattern, only 1 win in last 5 away. Overall form is poor, just 2 wins in the last 10.
Struggling then, but high scoring.
Despite their struggles, yeah, their away games also tend to be high scoring. 4 of their last 5 went over 2.5 goals. And like Sandviken, 0 clean sheets in their last 5 away matches.
0 again.
Goals before halftime in 4 of 5 away. They have streaks too. 7 away games without a clean sheet, 4 of 5 with BTTS. They regularly concede in the opening 30 minutes significant early vulnerability and average 3.2 total goals per away game.
So both reliable engines for high scores?
Exactly. What truly stands out is how both Sandviken and Falkenberg have become statistically reliable for high-scoring games. Not just their offense, but because their defenses seem to invite goals. Epitome of you score, we score almost guarantees an open game from kickoff.
These two sound like a perfect statistical storm for goals. Both contributing, neither locking things down.
Indeed. Both show remarkably consistent. Over 2.5, goals 4 of 5 recent for both. BTTS, very strong, 4 of 5 or more for both. Goals before halftime, highly probable, 4 of 5 for each. That pervasive lack of clean sheets just emphasizes the goal-heavy nature. While Sandviken is stronger at home, Falkenberg struggles away. The underlying statistical patterns for goals are shared. Data points strongly to over 2.5 BTTS, goal before halftime. Very appealing if you like high-scoring games.
Also in Sweden's Superettan, Utsikten versus Östersunds FK, 15.0 Siko kickoff again. Does this follow the same script or different dynamics here?
This one's a bit more nuanced, offers a slight contrast to some of the pure goal fests. Utsikten are on a 3-match unbeaten home run. Consistent home results. 4 of their last 5 home matches went over 2.5 goals, so they do contribute to high scores at home. But what's unique here, unlike many teams we've discussed, they've managed to keep clean sheets in 3 of their last 5 home matches, while still scoring in all 5.
Okay. More balanced then.
Indicates a more balanced approach, yeah. Capable of both scoring and defending. Goals before halftime still occurred in 4 of 5 home matches, frequently leaded at halftime 2, 3 of 5, averaged 2.0 goals scored, only 0.8 conceded at home. Shows defensive solidity alongside the offense.
Interesting. A team that can keep clean sheets, yet still involved in high-scoring games. That balance makes them tougher. What about Östersunds FK away? More solid.
Unfortunately for Östersunds FK, significant away difficulties, especially defensively. No wins in their last 5 away matches, 3 losses. Away form is their weakest. 4 of their last 5 away games did go over 2.5 goals, so their matches tend to be open.
Right.
But crucially, they failed to score in 3 of their last 5 away matches, and have no clean sheets in 5 straight away.
Struggling to score away, then.
Yeah. Often concede first 2, 4 of 5 away, tend to trail at halftime 3 of 5, scored only 0.4 goals per game away, while conceding a high 2.2. Severe struggle to find the net and prevent goals on the road.
So Utsikten, strong at home, can keep a clean sheet sometimes, scores early. Östersunds struggle to score away, concede frequently. How does that play out, especially for BTTS?
Right. Over 2.5 goals is strong for both, yeah.
Yeah.
Their matches regularly go over, largely driven by Östersunds' leaky defense and Utsikten's attack. However, BTTS is riskier here. That's the key distinction. Utsikten likely to score, but Östersunds might not, given their away scoring struggles.
Okay, so not a guaranteed BTTS like some others?
No. Goal before halftime is highly probable, though, given Utsikten's strong starts and Östersunds conceding early. What's interesting here, maybe for strategies, Utsikten's strong start and Östersunds' poor away form suggest lay the draw could be effective again, expecting a winner. Also, first half goals looks like a really good entry point, based on both teams' trends for early action. We've got a few more quick hits from the Superettan. They offer unique insights into counter patterns there. Västerås SK versus Brage, 14-0-0 kickoff. Fascinating thing here. Västerås' remarkable unbeaten home record. Real resilience. Yet, despite this solidity, opponents scored first in 3 of their last 5 home games.
So they go behind but fight back.
Exactly. A strong pattern for in-play analysts, traders, to watch, suggests they often recover. Brage, meanwhile, have better away form. Only 1 loss recently. Recent high-scoring draws wins 2-2, 3-3, 3-3-2. And they tend to score a lot like 8 or 9 goals in the last half hour away. Strong late surge capability.
So definitely not expecting 0-0 here.
No way. Potential for goals maybe around the 60th minute, as both teams often kick on late. Then there's Kalmar versus Orkreik, 16.00. Kalmar, first, unbeaten. Strong position, but relatively few. Over 2.5 goal games overall. Suggests a more controlled and maybe defensive approach, despite success. Orkreik, third. Only 2 away defeats, both had BTTS. Rarely fail to score away. In fact, BTTS in all their away games.
All of them, wow.
Yep. Consistent scoring and conceding on their travels. Our sources note, gaps in form cloud judgment. Here, recent inconsistencies make the outcome less clear. Intriguing note, though, goals are apparently a rarity for the home side Kalmar, but a bounty before halftime for the away side Orkreik. Suggests some interesting first-half dynamics. Orkreik might start fast. And Landskrona versus the Rebro, 16.00. Landskrona, remarkable resilience at home. Lost only once despite opponents scoring first in 4 of 6 home games. Shows fight-back ability. Rebro on a winless streak but consistently score and concede. Highly unpredictable outcome, but predictable for goals. Still expect BTTS. Likely Örebro loss given form. Strong likelihood of second-half goals, especially if it's level at halftime, and both push. Finally, Oddevold versus Varberg, 16.00. Oddevold, all 4 defeats this season came at home, but notably scored in all those games. BTTS hit in 8 of their last 10 recently. Pattern of losing high-scoring home games against better teams. Varberg, second. Only 2 consecutive away losses. Strong road record. Source notes, neither team beats top 8 sides, both struggle against the elite, and Varberg has no 0-0 at halftime away. suggests early action, goals before the break in their away games.
Lots of little nuggets there, small details that paint a bigger picture. And it's not just regular league action, is it? We've also got the high-stakes world of playoffs. International youth football, too, where the tension, the pressure, that adds another layer, can override some of the regular season stats.
Absolutely. Take the Euro U21 playoffs.
All right.
Denmark U21 v France. U21 France, clear favorites. Germany U21 v Italy. U21 Germany favored. Now, detailed stats for youth internationals aren't always as deep in our sources, but these are single-leg, high-pressure knockout games.
Winner takes all.
It's exactly. The quality differences, like France being favorites, show in the odds. But even without granular data, those deep analytical principles still apply. Recent form, individual talent, the psychological impact of a do-or-die match. Youth football often leans towards, exuberance, attacking play, could lead to goals despite the pressure, stakes are so high. A single mistake is decisive. Often forces teams to abandon caution if they fall behind. Opens the game right up.
So you'd look at
Which teams perform under pressure? Which youth setups focus on attack? Which are prone to errors when the tension ramps up? Similarly, the Italy Serie B playoff. Salernitana versus Sampdoria. Playoffs, by nature, often tighter affairs, because the stakes are immense. Promotion, avoiding relegation. Fear of losing can mean cautious starts.
understandable.
But they can explode into action because of that high pressure. The same analytical framework applies.
Yeah.
Recent form, defensive solidity, or lack of it, scoring tendencies, all used to find potential dynamics. That desire not to lose might mean a cagey start, yeah. But one goal can completely change the complexion, forces the trailing team forward, opens the game right up.
Right.
These are matches where tactics, emotions, individual moments, brilliance, or errors often carry more weight than long-term stats.
So what does this all mean? We've unpacked a mountain of data here. Goal timings, clean sheet streaks, across multiple exciting leagues for Saturday, looking for those hidden insights.
Yeah, hopefully you've gained not just some, fascinating facts about Saturday's football, but also a deeper appreciation for how analytics can turn raw info into meaningful insight. The power of the data isn't just predicting outcomes, right? It's revealing the underlying patterns, the probabilities, the things that tell the story of a football match. Gives you a deeper understanding of the tactics, the vulnerable moments, the shifts in momentum that define each game. It encourages, I think, critical thinking, a deeper appreciation for the complex dynamics on the pitch.
Seeing the game in a new light.
Exactly. Understanding why certain outcomes are more probable based on concrete statistical trends. Ultimately, making you a more informed, more engaged observer.
Okay, final thought then. Considering how many teams we've seen today just consistently struggle with clean sheets, does modern football inherently favor attacking play and high-scoring games now? Is that just the trend?
That's a great question.
Or is it simply a statistical quirk of this particular Saturday? Maybe influenced by these specific leagues or the stage of the season?
It's definitely something to think about.
Something to chew on as you watch the games unfold. Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Cheers!
Keep exploring the fascinating world of data and sports.